I'm Kanisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about Sense8 Season 2, Episode 7. So first off, we see Riley on her way to Chicago. And I think it's really interesting that the airbender decided to pay her a visit. I wonder if that means the airbender has been like following or visiting Riley since the impromptu rave that happened. Like, I just imagine that she's been keeping her eyes on Riley for some reason. And basically, it seems like the airbender just, like, tells Riley that she's not going to help whatever plan that Riley and her cluster are up to. It seems like she's not involved with BPO as well. I have a feeling that the airbender is going to come back around and play a part. I mean, I'm probably going to be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. But I just feel like she was at the rave. She talked to Riley. And it's like, it's not worth it to change people. I just feel like, I don't know, the airbender is going to do something in the future that I can't decide if she's going to help them in the end or going to get them caught. Well, maybe, I guess it's time for like a neutral party, right? I think everyone else who's a Sense8 that we've met has either been hiding from them or working for BPO. So maybe it's about time we meet someone that's totally neutral and uninvolved in whatever business BPO is doing. I wonder if the airbender is also like actually hiding from BPO. Does the airbender have the blockers that Will has in Milton? So I'm very curious about what's up with the airbender. Is she gonna come back? And like, what role might she play in this war with BPO? So Riley does get to Chicago, meets Diego. I was thinking, I said this before in the previous video, I thought Riley was gonna end up seeing Calovi. But it actually turns out she is meeting up with someone who's working for BPO. And I think she said that she knew Calovi. No, she knew Milton. But yeah, I thought Riley was going to go to Chicago to meet Calovi and have words with him. But she's meeting a BPO insider who is, I guess, not happy with the direction that BPO is going, and therefore she wants to help Riley, I guess, stop Milton, kill him. I don't know what the plan is, but the woman is there to help them, so that's great. But yeah, I was wrong about Riley going to see Calovi. As per usual, it's not a big deal. See, I feel like Calovi, I feel like there's going to be another encounter with Calovi. I don't know who it might be. Maybe it will be Riley. Will end up, I mean, she's still in Chicago, so maybe she could run into him somehow. I don't know. But I just, yeah, I have no idea how this season is going to end, and I just feel like another encounter with Calovi is possible, and it would be interesting to see, since they know, like our cluster, they know that Calovi lied the first time. And Lito knows about the VHS tape and the experiments that have been going on. And Calovi had been like directly involved. So He can't lie about that. So yeah, I just wonder how that might go if Nomi or Will or anyone else in the cluster sees Clovey in Chicago. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, like, now that Riley has that information for the cluster about where Milton is, like, what is the actual plan? And I'm very confused about how Will, Riley, and Son were able to, like, be at Milton's place, because it seemed like Milton wasn't standing there, like, looking out on his property. So was it Jonas? I'm just very confused about how that scene happened when they could just be there. I don't know. Is that just part of the ability? You can just go to places you've been before? Does that mean Will could, like, go to the caves of Iceland whenever he wanted? I don't know. That felt like a new wrinkle to me with these abilities, and I didn't know how they got there, but okay. I guess they just can't. Maybe it was Jonas. I don't know. Also, now that I kind of already mentioned Jonas, I'm really worried about why Jonas is there. I'm really, really worried, because the last time we saw him, he was getting his head cut open. So I don't have any reason to believe that basically Jonas might be an op now. He just, I don't know that he can be trusted now. And I said that all throughout, I think, the beginning of season 2, because he had gotten caught. And I just thought that he was doing exactly what Milton wanted him to do. So yeah, now I assume he got whatever neurograft surgery, whatever. And now someone else is maybe taking over Jonas's mind. Like, you know, the thing that's really confusing is I don't know if that's actually Jonas, or is this one of Jonas's, like, memories. And because he's is he the father of the cluster? I don't actually remember. I think Jonas said that any Sense8 can give birth at any time. So maybe there's no moms and dads. Or maybe it's just moms. Whatever. Maybe this a single parent, so whatever. But I just wonder if, was that actually a Jonas memory that pulled Will and Son and Wolfgang to that location? Or has Jonas been neurographed and now he's a risk? I don't know which one it is. I want to believe it's like Jonas's memory, because that stuff really interests me, and I've said a million times before that I want to see Angelica more often. I want her to share her memories and share, like, her history with her cluster kids. So yeah, if Jonas can do that, you know, in the next episode, that would be great, because I love that stuff. But until I see it happen, I'm still, like, very concerned about it. Like, is Jonas really Jonas right now? I hope it's him. So I meant to mention this early before I got off on the the Jonas train. But I'm glad that Riley did exactly what she needed to do to meet up with the BPO insider, whoever that woman was. I'm glad she didn't listen to Will, and it's good that she got the information that she needed. I just don't know, like, this woman went, you know, risked her life, basically, to help Riley and her cluster, and I guess to do something about BPO's new direction. And she did, like, that was definitely Whispers that did the shooting inside the mosque. It's crazy to me that someone inside BPO is so threatened by the Sense8 and so threatened by anyone that wants to, like, share peace, or to, like, someone that has a peaceful message instead of a message of fear. It's just really interesting that someone in BPO is, I don't know if it's they're afraid or they are, like, trying to make money somehow. I don't know if it's about money or if it's about fear. BPO's new direction, because according to, what was his name in the museum, Kroom, 9/11 is maybe what started BPO in its new direction. So is BPO just trying to make money off of war? Is that what this is? BPO wants to create sides. You can make money if there are multiple sides in some kind of dispute, but you can't make money if everyone's together. So I don't know. I don't know what BPO's after. Still don't know why Milton is doing all this stuff when he is a Sense8 and wants to kill off all the other Sense8s. Still no clue. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards money might be why BPO is doing all this. But I don't know. I wonder if it's possible that the shooting that BPO is, like, credited for, I wonder if it has anything to do with showing that Sense8s are dangerous. The only thing that maybe makes that not work is that hardly anyone knows Sense8s exist. So maybe that's not an issue. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with BPO. Maybe, I don't know. Because we really don't know who knows about Sense8s. Chips Ahoy said that there was, like, a conference long ago and that some people know about Sense8s, like a very small group of people know about Sense8s. So is it worth it to have this incident in the mosque? And of course later on Todd's picture was released, but who would know that he's a Sense8? So maybe that's not it. Maybe it's just money. Maybe it's fear mongering. Maybe you can make money off people who are afraid. You can make a lot of money off people who are afraid. But people who are at peace are less likely to be rash and make rash decisions. So know. Is BPO, like, are their profits down? Are they trying to drum up some drama or something for that? I don't know. I don't know what's up with BPO. What is this? This is episode 7, and I think there's 12 episodes this season. So I wonder what was the plan. Like, what's the plan, and why don't we know what Whispers and BPO are up to? Kroom gave some information, like BPO is going in a different direction because of 9/11. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, think about what BPO could possibly have to gain. Like, what are they after? Is it just security that they want? But then why employ Whispers, who by their definition is a liability? So I don't know. Man, I'm really looking forward to I hope there is, at some point this season, there is someone who can share what the BPO endgame is. Like, why do they have Whispers hunting down Sense8s? Like, are they just trying to eliminate them? That seems like what Jonas's fear was. He wanted to I think Jonas wanted to make sure that Sense8s continued to exist. So is that it? I mean, that was Jonas's point of view as someone who, I guess, well, maybe not briefly, but he was a former employee or contractor or whatever. He formerly worked with BPO and decided to leave. So is that actually it? But why the hell would Whispers want to be a part of that? So there's still something. I feel like I'm missing something, and I'm not gonna figure it out. And I need the show to, like, say it, because I'm just I don't have all the information, and the show writers do. So I really wish they would share information, share motivations. That would be really nice. And I feel like that would make the stakes higher, because, like, our cluster, like, they've been operating in, like, a shallow pond, and meeting someone like Chips Ahoy, I think they're starting to realize that they're actually in an ocean of unknowns and connections and mystery and all that kind of stuff. So it feels like there's a ton of stuff that they don't know, and therefore we, the audience, don't know. And I just want to know more about this world. It's super interesting that there is another species of human being. I just kind of wish the world would open up a bit. But I mean, with live action show, there's just a bunch of limitations. Like, there's just a bunch of limitations and budgets and all that stuff. So I guess it's like, that's not an easy thing to do, probably. And probably not something that this season, like, I don't think this season is about opening up the world. I kind of think it's just about our cluster fighting BPO. And the only way I think we're going to get to know more Sense8 is if our cluster decides that they need help, which, surprise, surprise, happened pretty recently. But yeah, I just wish we could dive into the world of Sense8 and, like, see more of them. What's their day like? When Chips Ahoy was going through the archipelago, it seemed like there's a whole bunch of them that are super like normal, just living their lives. They're not on the run from BPO, like a super secret organization. Well, I guess they're not super secret. They like get funding from government agencies, but this secret organization with the secret mission, I guess. And yeah, I just wish we could know more. Specifically about the organization, because that's who we're fighting right now, so. And where's Angelica? Can't she was in BPO, can't she come back and talk to Riley or Will or whoever? I mean, we got that little bit of information in the previous episode about she destroyed her own work. She was there for Raul in his last moments, it seemed like. I hate that the show keeps withholding Angelica from me. Because she knows everything. I think she knows everything about BPO, and she knows what they're after. That's why she ran away. She was like helping with the research. Like, I wish there was more Angelica. I wonder if Will, Wolfgang, and Son are just gonna try and show up at Milton's place, and are they just gonna try and kill him? It kind of felt like that's what was implied when Jonas showed up. But like, would that stop BPO? I don't think it would. I think Whispers is not the only Sense8 that is involved with BPO. Like, not the only Sense8 that's on BPO's side. So I don't think that would do anything as far as stopping BPO. I think they would put someone else in Whisper's position, just like what happened with Kroom, I think. So it seems like it's probably a good thing that Jonas showed up and stopped them, because I don't think taking out Whispers is gonna solve their problem. So yeah, I hope Jonas can help them come up with a new plan, if it really is Jonas. Still not sure. But hopefully they can come up with something else. I wonder if Will could... Well, no, they can't. I was gonna say, I wonder if Will could share with Milton, but they're not in the same cluster, so they can't do that. So Will can only visit and see what Milton sees. But Milton uses the blockers too. So I don't know. I was wondering if Will could take over his body and like learn information about who else is in the organization that's on his side. But that method isn't going to work. So maybe Will would just have to visit him at the right time to find someone else, like he did with Kroom. So that seems highly unlikely. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen now. I don't know what the plan is. It seemed like the plan was to off Milton, but I think they need a new plan, and I have no idea what that's gonna be. I just think the BPO stuff is super interesting, and I wish we could delve into, like, I wish we could get more information about BPO. We kind of learned about them, what was that, the end of season 1, and I feel like we haven't made a lot of progress as far as what they are after, what Whispers is after. I just wish the show would at least give us some some like confirmation of what they're after. I feel like the show, like I feel like I could root for the Sense8 like harder and be more emotional. Oh my god, be more emotional. Oh shit, you know what I'm trying to say. I could feel more for them if I knew what they were actually up against, because right now it's one-sided. Like, the information is one-sided. Of course, we're following the cluster in their efforts to protect themselves and like stay alive, but I don't feel like I really know what they're fighting against. Like, is it just BPO wants to wipe out all the Sense8s? But that doesn't make sense to me because of whispers. So I feel like I don't actually know what's happening. So I wish there was some more clarity about what BPO wants. I just feel like knowing the stakes, like, would be, I just feel like if I knew what the stakes of BPO was and what our cluster was fighting, then I could feel more, like a more emotional attachment to our cluster and their lives and their safety. Right now, I feel that just because we've been following them since season 1. But if they knew what they were fighting and I knew what they were fighting, I would just feel more for them. Because the two options for them are to hide or to fight. And I don't really know what they're fighting. And I don't think they know what they are fighting. So it feels a little murky to me, and like I just don't really know what's happening with BPO. And I just feel like I can enjoy the show more if I knew like what was actually happening. It feels like there's more under the surface. This feels like surface level stakes. Like BPO is after you, stay hidden. But they're fighting back, but they don't know what they're fighting. So yeah, I just kind of wish the stakes were clearer. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying the show. I wish I had more information about what was going on at this point. And yeah, I think it's 12 episodes. I think this season there's only 5 episodes left. Oh god, I don't want the next like 3 out of 5 episodes to be 2 hours. I would hate that, actually. So if they could just give the information that we need a little sooner, that'd be great. I really like that Dani decides to stay with Lito and Hernando. Like, we've already seen how much she dislikes her family and how she felt like in the season premiere, she went to Lito's family's place for the holidays, and obviously she like doesn't enjoy being around her family. So it makes all the sense in the world that she would decide to be with them. I continue to love this trio. I can't believe that somehow I've grown to love them so much. So I'm happy that they're staying together. I'm still worried about what Joaquin's gonna do. He seems to think that Dani is his property, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. And I guess she was living off of trust. Is she an actress? I don't remember. Like when Dani was Lito's beard, kind of got the impression that she was an actress, but I'll never see her working, so maybe that wasn't the case back then. And then when she found out that Lito was gay and in a relationship, she wanted to pretend to be his girlfriend, and I think she said, like, this is the best role I've ever had. So does she act? Well, I don't think the show has ever shown her in anything, so I don't know what's going on there. But okay, so she's with them. I love that. I love that they're staying together. I love that they are able to support each other. It really doesn't feel like Lito and Hernando have any other friends. At least the show doesn't bother to mention them if they exist. So it's great that Dani is there to totally support who they are. So I love that. And good riddance to her parents, I guess. And hopefully Joaquin, I hope we never have to see him again. I'm very concerned about what this means now that Lito's agency dumped him. The interesting thing I find about the show is, while the Sense8 stuff is happening, everyone that's in the cluster we're following, they're trying to continue their lives, like, as humans, or I guess as sapiens, whatever. So, like, Sun is fighting, Kala's fighting, like Wolfgang, like everyone in the cluster, they're still have to live their lives despite all the sensorium stuff in BPO. So for Lito, I have no idea what's gonna happen now. He's not gonna get the roles that he used to get. And he was really bummed out about that before going to Brazil. Because there was that scene with LHD, like, reading scripts, and all the roles that he was getting were terrible. So now that, like, the agency dumped him, he's not getting the roles that he used to get. Like, what is next? I have no idea what's going to happen with him. I don't really know what he can do. Like, I guess he could just accept the roles that he gets. Would another agency even want to represent him? Does he have to leave Mexico? I don't know. I don't know what's next for him. And I just hope that his situation gets better. I really enjoyed seeing the detective talk to Sun, and he was in his disguise and, rolled up on her. So I just I don't hate this couple, actually. It's kind of giving Romeo and Juliet kind of vibes, like they're not supposed to be together. But yeah, I'm kind of, if it happened, cool with me. But they end up sparring for her freedom, kind of. See, the thing the deal he offered was like, you win, I'll let you go. If I win, you come with me to the station and, like, give your story on the record. But, like, she escaped prison. I don't feel like that path would end in anything besides her being back in jail or going back to prison. So yeah, that was a pretty shitty offer, I think. Because I really don't think there was any way Sun could go to the police, share her story, and not be detained somehow. But anyway, they end up sparring. She wins, of course. I do wonder, like, what's the next encounter going to be like? It'll probably be more difficult. I don't think. Well, I was going to say I don't think she's going to be visiting the cemetery, but I think she wants to visit the cemetery, so maybe she will. And maybe the detective will also be there. I don't know how the next iteration of their visiting each other is going to go. I think because he decided to spar with her instead of arrest her, I think that's a clue that he can be trusted. I don't know if Sun feels that way, but that's how I feel. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next encounter is going to be, how it's going to happen, when is it going to happen. I mean, I feel like the detective's best bet is to, like, kind of just keep tabs on her brother, because I don't think the detective knows this, but Sun wants to, like, be face to face with her brother. What's she gonna do when she gets there? He maybe can guess how that will play out, but she wants to be face to face with her brother. So I think the detective should just keep tabs on Joon-gi, because, like, Sun's gonna be around one of these days. So maybe the next encounter will just be intercepting Sun as she tries to get close to her brother. That could be fun to watch. I mean, her brother probably should have some bodyguards around him if he's sending assassins that failed every time. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for Sun and the detective. What's the next encounter going to be? Where's it going to be? Is Sun gonna beat the shit out of her brother? Are we gonna be able to see it? Like, all those things I think are really interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. I kind of don't like having to talk about this just because I don't care about the relationship, but it's part of the show, and I kind of feel like I should mention it just because it's in the show. So Rajan apologizes for the medical waste stuff, whatever. And, like, he says he's going to change how they do stuff. I don't think that's going to happen because of Rajan's dad. I feel like Rajan's dad will get wind of what Rajan is doing and interfere somehow. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. I'll say it again. I do not care about Colin Rajan's relationship. I think I've made it clear that I ship Colin Wolfgang way more than Colin Rajan. I don't like that Kala is married to Rajan when she does not love him. So yeah, the Rajan stuff and his apologies and I'm gonna be a better man, like, okay, sure. Like I said before, the show is really interesting to me in that the cluster has to continue their lives pretending to be sapiens, but they're also dealing with the Sense8 stuff, like BPO, and, like, visiting with random people sometimes. And they're like kind of trying to hide from this evil organization that wants to commit genocide, basically, supposedly. I still don't know, but let's go with that for now. So they have 2 lives, and for Capheus, it's really like fascinating to me that he is going down this path that it seems like his dad also went down. But his dad paid for it with his life, and I just think it's really interesting that this is happening to him. And I think I mentioned this before, but if Capheus goes on some kind of campaign trail, could he end up finding other Sense8s to help fight BPO? Like, that could be a good method of finding more people that might be willing to, like, fight for the existence of sensoriums. So, this is interesting. I mean, I'm thinking about it in the, like, Sense8 BPO science fiction-y stuff. But as far as Capheus and his life and his family, I admit I'm less interested in. Like, the sensorium stuff is super interesting to me, and I like following that trail more than I like most of everyone's personal lives. I mean, with the exception of LHD, I love them. But as far as Capheus and, like, his personal life, kind of whatever. I feel a little bad saying that, but it's kind of just how I feel. Like, I'm glad for him that he has Z. Z seems like a pretty awesome chick, so good for him. And like he's getting the medication that his mom needs. I think Silas has a lot to do with that, but mom seems happy, and she's like out and about helping with the kids. So, like, everything is looking up for Capheus. Like, the Van Damme business is popping off. The bus is full every time we see him driving. So, everything in his personal life is going really well. And I hope the election stuff works out in his favor. I kind of feel like because other things in his life are going really well, maybe the show would want to have the election stuff be a struggle. And I feel like he's a guy that's from an impoverished area, and he's looking to become an elected official. But I don't think he has the financial means to run a campaign. And I don't know how it's done. I don't know if it's any different than America, the elections and like the process and all that stuff. So I think in America, a lot of candidates try to raise a lot of money to spend on like commercials and like signs and all that kind of stuff. And if it's the same for Capheus and how his campaign is going to be, or how his competition is going to be, then I don't know if he's gonna do so well. But I feel like he's got such a good rep with the people, and the people are the ones voting, so maybe it'll all work out for him. I don't know, it's really interesting that we're going down this road. I do like getting to like see his history, and of course he had that conversation with his mom about running for office, and she's worried because of what happened to his dad. But I think she did come around to like accepting what Coffees wants, and I guess this is gonna happen. So okay, this will be interesting to go through this election stuff. So like I'm interested to see like how this plays out, and is being a Sense8 going to interfere in any way? Like, is he going to be in a debate and maybe stuff is going down with one of the other Sense8s in his cluster, and it's like gonna be difficult for him to function in an election setting? So I don't know. That would be interesting for me to see. I just think that would be interesting to see. So last thing before I wrap up this video, let me know in the comments, what was your favorite part of this episode? For me, I really liked the scene with Coffees and his mom, and they were both remembering his dad being around, and his dad trying to convince his wife that he wanted to do the like run for office, or I think that's what that was. He wanted to run for office, and she was worried. So I really like that scene. I thought it was really touching to see the flashback of that conversation through Coffees' eyes, and I really like what his mom had to say after they remembered his dad, and that he, like, Coffees is the only thing she has left of his father. That was really touching moment for me, and it was really sad, but it was also kind of beautiful. So I really like that scene, and I really like Coffees retelling the moment when he asked his mom if she hated the guys that killed his dad. So those moments I thought were really special, and I really enjoyed them, and they were really heartfelt, so I like that a lot. But yeah, those were my favorite parts of this episode. Let me know in the comments what was yours. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for episode 8.